What you know about Retro Ghetto? Collecting and playing retro. Lock into the Retro Ghetto.
Hi everybody, welcome back to the Retro Ghetto. It's finally time for yet another pickups video. My room is sufficiently full, I can barely move, I genuinely can't move my feet. So I need to get this filmed so I can get some of this stuff put away and put on the shelves. I love doing these kind of videos. I've picked up some amazing stuff. I can't wait to share it with you all because my missus genuinely doesn't care. I show her all this stuff and her reaction is, yeah, not to impress, shall we say. So hopefully you guys will appreciate it. I've got everything. We've got games, toys, miscellaneous, films, VHS, vinyl, standees, promotional goods, everything in between. So yeah, can't wait to get into it. Haven't done a pickup since before Christmas, so there's Christmas gifts in here and all sorts. Before we get into it, what I want to say is stick around for the end of the video. I've got a giveaway that I'm doing. I've got a couple of nice pieces that I'm going to be giving away to you guys. And also, I've got a big video coming next week and I'm going to announce what I'm doing next week. So yeah, stick around for that. As always, the only T's and C's I like to get out of the way is I don't show everything on these videos. I don't show all the shelfware and stuff that I pick up from charity shops. A lot of it has either gone to CEX or it's sitting in a box down here ready to go. You don't need to see how many copies of Wii Sports and Grand Theft Auto 5 I've been picking up over the last month or so. So yeah, with all that being said, let's get into it. As always, we start with the miscellaneous, the bits, the bobs, the toys, before we get into the games and that kind of thing. The only thing I would like to show briefly first is the pickups that I've got from my recent tours. These are things that I've already shown on my channel when I've been to these amazing shops and I've shown my pickups, but I do like to, you know, keep abreast of everything on these pickups videos. So we're going to very briefly just go through the things that I picked up recently that I've already been seeing on the channel. The first thing I want to show is I managed to pick up Time Crisis 4 on the PlayStation 3. I have since played this, I'm really enjoying it. You can play it in two different ways. There's like the original sort of, you know, like a light gun game, but also you can play it more like a first-person shooter. And on the gun, there's like an analog stick, so you can run around and play it as more of a traditional first-person shooter game. And I'm really enjoying that mode. So yeah, I picked this up and a couple of other bits during my time at Doorway to Darkness, which is an amazing shop. Make sure you get down there if you can, or check out my video if you haven't had a chance to. I also picked up Capcom vs SNK 2 and the Black Watch Collector's Edition of Prototype 2, which is really nice, mint condition and lovely artwork inside. Okay, and if you saw last week's video, you'll know I've been fortunate enough to get back to Kirby Sales and Exchange, where I picked up this Hellgast helmet from the Killzone 3 Collector's Edition. I also picked up a couple of Wii U games that I needed as well. But one other thing of note is that I won't be showing any of my Wii U pickups on this. As you guys know, I'm going for the full set and I'm putting out those videos individually. There will be yet another Wii U update coming very soon. We're getting so close to completing that set now, guys. But to be honest, there's enough for me to get through today without talking about Wii U. Okay, so toys. As I say, it's been that long since we've done a pickups video that Christmas has been and gone. This first one was bought for me by Mrs. Retro Ghetto. She did well, bless her. She got me the Player 3 version of Alex. Now, these are one of the original Street Fighter figures, the Resaurus figures. Absolutely love this one. She's given me a bit of a dilemma because I don't collect toys on card, but this is such nice packaging for its age. But until I get the new room sorted out, I don't have to rush to open it anyway. For now, it's going to sit in storage a little bit. But yeah, really happy to have this one. Third Strike is one of my favourite iterations of Street Fighter. And yeah, this is the Player 3 version of Alex. And sticking with Resaurus Street Fighter figures, I also managed to pick up this very rare Akuma. I think this is also a Player 3 version. Never seen this one before until it came for sale. Managed to pick it up for a good price. I don't know if it's coming through on camera, but his hair's like a translucent orange, as are his eyes. The effect is really good when you get it in the right light. And yeah, another great addition to my Street Fighter action figure collection. Right, let's throw another random charity shop find, shall we? Largely because it's big and it's in my way. And this is a Simpsons board game. It's all there. I checked it in store. To my knowledge, it's got everything that it comes with. And yeah, I just couldn't leave it there. You know, when you see things, it's like £1.50. The artwork's really nice. I'm not a big board game collector. I don't have room for it. I've got no defence. I just could not leave it behind. Okay, back to the toys. Viewers of the channel will know how much I love Disney's Hercules, and I've been collecting for the Mattel line of figures for some time now. They're not particularly expensive, but they are somewhat uncommon, and the bundle came up on eBay a month or so ago. I won the bid in for a brilliant price, and there's a whole load of figures, some of which are duplicates, which will go to my little boy. Retro Ghetto Jr. loves Hercules as well. Kind of forced by myself. You know, if you watch it every day, you will learn to love it, son. You will kick that football. Anyway, I digress. So some really nice figures in here, a couple of which I'm going to highlight, but I'll just chuck up some V-roll of all the figures that are here. And the main one that I wanted in this lot was Zeus himself. A really nice figure, this one. As you can see, comes complete with his lightning bolt. As I said, I'm going to chuck up all the V-roll of all the figures that I got. But a couple of the nicer ones, the Ice Titan as well. I previously showed one of these, but it was all brown, like it had been around a smoker too long. So yeah, really happy to have added that one as well. So yeah. The quest for the full Disney's Hercules Mattel line goes on. And sticking with Disney's Hercules, I also managed to buy a lot that contained all of the McDonald's figures. I'm not going to show you all of them individually. Again, I'll throw it up on screen for you now. But the main reason that I bought that was that they actually came with all the unfolded Happy Meal cardboard boxes. The artwork on some of these is fantastic. The missus was not impressed when I told her I'd bought some 20-year-old McDonald's cardboard, but she just don't understand, right? So yes, a really nice artwork in here. I'll go through them briefly. I'll show you some of them. It's a nice one. These will go in the background ultimately in like a detail when I display all my figures. But the main reason that I bought it, the one I really like, is this one with the Hydra. Really love that artwork. And again, when I've got all the figures, these will be like a nice backdrop. I don't know. Am I a hoarder? Probably.
Retro Ghetto.
Okay, so next one to film and TV. Now, I don't always show my DVD, Blu-ray, VHS finds on the channel, but I found some really nice pieces in the last few weeks that I want to show to you guys. I keep saying I'm not collecting VHS, but I keep buying them, so I don't know. I feel like I'm getting drawn in. First pair that I had to buy, Friday and Next Friday. Damn! These films are my childhood, right? I mean, so many lines from this film has become like ingrained into my everyday vocabulary. Me and my friends quote these films on a daily basis. So yeah, Friday my favourite, then Next Friday. There's also a Friday After Next, which is not as good. I will get it at some point to complete the trio. But yeah, very happy to have picked up what is part of my childhood. Okay, the other VHS that I managed to pick up was this triple pack of the Rugrats. Everybody that watches the channel knows how much I love all things Nickelodeon and especially the Rugrats. I mean, look at that artwork, right? This contains 3 VHS, specifically Tommy's Troubles, Phil and Little Double Trouble, and Angelica the Divine. And I think there's probably 3 or 4 episodes on each VHS centered around those characters. I was very happy with this until I picked up something else, which we'll get to shortly. Okay, so I was doing my usual thing of going through the charity shops, and sometimes I have a quick look at the DVD section and Blu-rays just to see what's there. And this caught my eye, guys, and I had to have it. This is something, again, that I grew up watching. There's a lot of fuss these days whenever a comedian releases a new stand-up. We've seen Jimmy Carr, Dave Chappelle recently. But let me tell you, being offensive is not a new thing in the world of comedy, right? This is Chris Rock's Bigger and Blacker. Normally, this is where I'd insert some footage, but I'm trying not to get cancelled. But if you haven't seen this, go and check it out. Love this. And don't you just love it when you're in a charity shop, you look in random boxes in the back room, wherever you may be fortunate enough to be, and you find something that you actually want, something you're actively looking for. I was speaking to Mrs. Retro Ghetto a few days ago, and we were going to start watching this, but it had either been taken off Netflix, and then you go on Amazon and you have to pay X amount per season. It's ridiculous. So yeah, I was very happy when I was flicking through a box to find the complete set of The Wire. Shit. Really, really good TV show, this one. Again, if you haven't watched it, guys, get involved. First couple of seasons are a bit slow, but it really does kick on. And yeah, always nice to find something you're actively looking for. And then I got to give a massive shout out to my boy Manesh for this one. I saw the artwork, and yeah, I'm not a huge Blu-ray collector. I try not to be, but every now and again they just pull me in. And this is Boys in the Hood, but it's the Project Pop Art version. Look at that artwork, guys. Love this film. But as I say, that artwork is stunning. It's been done in like a graffiti style. Yeah, really, really nice piece. Again, I've got to give a massive shout out to Manesh on that one. Okay, when it comes to TV and film, I've definitely saved the best for last. I'm in love with this, guys. I'm not going to lie. I love this way more than a 34-year-old man should love a piece of plastic and cardboard, right? Especially one that's aimed at children. This apparently was an Australian exclusive. I got it for a half decent price because I was told it wouldn't work on our region of DVD players, which turned out to be incorrect. I put it on PlayStation 2 and it worked straight away. Something we never got released over here, and that is the complete collection of the Rugrats. And look at that artwork. It contains 182 episodes from 9 seasons of the Rugrats. I'm already working my way through it. I'm about halfway through season 3, and yeah, I absolutely love this. My son's starting to love the Rugrats as well, so it's something that we can share together. I managed to get this for something like £35, and I think the seller said they originally paid 100 and something for it. As I say, this was only released in Australia. In the UK, I think we got individual seasons, but we never got anything like this. So, as you can probably guess, I bought this VHS set before I got my hands on this. I mean, it's still a nice piece to have anyway, but yeah, so happy to have all 9 seasons of the Rugrats. I'm just a big kid living his best life.
Retro Ghetto.
Okay, and before we get into the video games, I picked up a couple of vinyl records. The first one, guys, you know when you grew up listening to music in the household that your mum or your dad listened to, and you used to moan about it, oh, I hate this, and then it comes full circle and you end up enjoying it yourself? Well, that's definitely the case with this. The best of Rod Stewart. My mum loved Rod Stewart. I had this on repeat in my house when I was younger. So yeah, when I saw this for a good price, some classics on here. And this one, I love collecting movie soundtrack vinyl. And I saw this and it's in really nice condition. And this is the original E.T. soundtrack. So I think there's a date on here of 1982. And look at that, it's in such nice condition. If anyone's interested, those are the songs on the back. This was like £1.95. And as I say, I love collecting movie soundtrack vinyl. I found a Ghostbusters originally in the charity shop the other day. I was so happy, and then I pulled it out and it was half ripped up, and I thought, I'm still going to buy it because it was a pan. And then I looked at the record itself and it looked like someone had been ice skating on it, so that was a wounder. But yeah, really happy to have added that to my soundtrack collection. Okay, so it's time for all things video game related. I've had a few gifts. I've been very fortunate in the last few weeks that people have been generous enough to send things out to me. And the first one, I've got to give a massive shout out to Alex over at Nintendo Arcade. Great guy, great channel. Make sure you go and check him out if you haven't already. Alex said he was going to send me some Super Nintendo manuals because he doesn't collect a PAL, that's all I collect for. I said, brilliant, send them over. There's a couple that I needed, which was great. But he also threw in a load of games that I was not expecting. A couple of Wii U games, which unsurprisingly I already had, but he was kind enough in his note to say, look, if you already got these, give them away or use them towards getting a game that you need, and I've done that, so I appreciate that. Also, he threw in some GameCube games and I actually needed them more, which is no great surprise because my GameCube collection is not very big at all. But yeah, he gave me all of these games here. All of them have gone straight into my GameCube collection to give that a much needed boost. Alex, you're a gentleman, I appreciate it. And a viewer of the channel got in contact with me and said that they were going to basically throw some stuff away. They're clearing out, even going to go to the charity shop, asked me if I'd be interested. I said sure. Sent me a couple of really nice pieces, and I'd say the pick of the bunch is probably this white PSP. I don't want to name the individual because they haven't asked me to, and I don't want to put their name out there in case they don't want me to, but you know who you are. Many, many thanks, much appreciated. I don't own a PSP, it's one of them consoles that I just never explored. But yeah, very happy to have had this. It's in nice condition. We haven't got a charger, so I'm going to get one of them ordered, and yeah, it's probably the beginning of a PSP collection, so a free gift probably turned very expensive for me. But again, massive thank you. Right, probably should have mentioned this with the toys, but we're going to amalgamate it with the gifts. Now, my friend Pete over at Geordie Retro Chase has sent me a couple of WWF Hasbro figures. I've been on the fence about starting a Hasbro collection. It's the most nostalgic toy line that I've got from my childhood that I don't collect for. And the reason being is, I know how I get. I want every single one in the set. I want them all complete with their accessories. And the prices of them has gone through the roof. It's the worst time in history to start collecting WWF Hasbros. So I've never got involved. My son saw them and he's starting to fall in love with wrestling. When Mrs. Retro Ghetto's out, we jump around and go crazy and wrestle and watch old wrestling videos on YouTube. So he's really started getting into wrestling himself. And he loved these figures. I told a friend of mine, Carl, and Carl's a huge wrestling fan and a huge wrestling figure collection. And he gave me a lot of his Hasbros. I think they're from his childhood. and my little man is so made up with these. This bag is full, but I think I'm probably better off to show you some V-roll of all these Hasbros. So much nostalgia. I was tempted to keep them for myself. So I'm slowly giving them to Retro Ghetto Jr. now, and he's absolutely loving life. So I've got to give a massive thank you to Pete and to Carl. It's much, much appreciated. Yeah, you've really created a wrestling monster with this one. What's his name, that one? Can you remember?
This one. And this one.
The one in the blue?
Hacksaw Jim Dillon.
Good boy. Okay, let's look at some games, shall we? That's probably what most of you are here for. I've put my games into 3 piles. What I've done is charity shop finds, CX finds, and eBay purchases. So the first one is charity shop finds. There's a couple of really nice things. As I say, what I don't do is show every single thing that I found in a charity shop. Guys, I'm out hunting every single day. Most of it's just shovelware. You don't need to see it. But yeah, these tend to be the ones that are going to be added to my shelf. First one is Infamous on the PlayStation 3. Just one of them titles that I feel I should own that I don't. Found it for £1. Onto the shelf it goes. Let me know about Infamous. Apparently, according to PlayStation Official magazine, it's a must-buy 9 out of 10. Do you agree? Evil Within, limited edition. Nice sort of sleeve and everything on this one. This I do own on the PlayStation 3, but again, you find this in a charity shop, right? Pick it up, stick it on the shelf. Another interesting find is this He-Man Masters of the Universe on the PlayStation 2. It looks very interesting on the back. I'll be throwing up some V-roll of it. Never really heard much about this game before. I know there's a massive Masters of the Universe fan base out there, probably slightly before my time. I think my older brother was a fan of it, more so than I am. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what this game's about. Lego Star Wars 3, always great and always worth picking up Lego Star Wars games, or Lego games generally if you can. I've got quite a few now that I found in charity shops. I've never gone out of my way to find them, but they're just games that I'd love to play through with my son one day. Mafia 3, just a game that I've not got around to playing yet. I fully intend to. Heard mixed reports about it, but again, for like £1.50 or whatever it was, good find. And another game that I was actively pursuing that I found in a charity shop, which is great news, and that is Far Cry 3. I recently played through Far Cry 5, which was my introduction to the series, and often hear that this is the best entry in the series. So yeah, let me know if you think Far Cry 3 is the best one. This was like £1 in a charity shop, so yeah, happy to have found that. And last but not least, probably my best video game find in charity shop over the past few weeks is Metal Gear Solid, and that's the Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain edition, I believe it's called. What's it called? Metal Gear Solid 5, The Definitive Experience. So basically, it's Metal Gear Solid Phantom of Pain with all the DLC and that kind of thing. Ground Zeroes. When I check on sites, this is often regarded as one of the best games on the PlayStation 4. Or in this case Xbox One, so it's definitely something I've always had the intention of going to. Never quite got round to it, so yeah, looking forward to getting my teeth stuck into this one very soon. And the last couple of charity shop finds of note are a couple of DS Lites. So I found this nice red one, very good condition, and just my colour. This pink one comes with a couple of games, nothing exciting, brain training. Yeah, no charges with either of them. Not really a risk. I mean, you're giving them money for a charity for a start, but yeah, didn't pay a lot for them. I'm going to order a charger or two online and hopefully they'll work, but yeah, always worth picking up if you can get them for a good price. Okay, so now we're moving on to eBay purchases. Now these tend to be games that I've actively wanted and pursued and then obviously found them through eBay. The first one is Alien Hominid. Interesting game, like a run and gun. I played it last night, so I only recently got it. I'm not very good at it. I don't know if the game's difficult or if I'm terrible, but I struggled with this one. But yeah, it's good fun, great visuals, just something that had always intrigued me. I spoke about this in an earlier video about hidden gems. 50 Cent Blood on the Sand. This is one of them games that went up in value when it got released. What do they call it? Cross-platform, is it? Basically, it's been upgraded for the modern Xbox systems. I picked it up on the Xbox One, thoroughly enjoyed it. Great game. I got it for a really good price, about £16, I think. If you can pick this game up for anywhere around 20 quid, do so. Right, this next one, I'd heard so many positive things about it, and guys, I'm not going to lie, I was disappointed. Little Nightmares, complete edition. Now, before you all start going off on me, it's not a bad game. I just don't think it's great on the Nintendo Switch. I think the depth perception isn't there. I think it's a bit graphically impaired because I just couldn't work out the depth. Like I say, you know, like modern Crash Bandicoot games, you can't quite work out the depth because it's done on like a 2D plane. It's a bit like that. And I don't know if it's the same for all consoles or probably just Nintendo Switch, but the load times are horrendous. So every time you die, and it feels quite cheap because, as I say, the depth perception isn't quite there, you have to wait what feels like an eternity to start again. And eventually it just do my head in and I stopped playing it. I know we're spoilt now as gamers, right? I've got over that sort of long loading screen times in this modern day that we're living in. And yeah, it's probably a great game on other consoles. I just can't advise getting it on the Nintendo Switch. Okay, this next one is just the collector in me, right? Super Street Fighter 4. I'm not going to tell you how many times I own it, but I'm going for all the different sleeves, and this is just one that I didn't own thus far. And next, in a similar vein to 50 Cent Blood on the Sand, this game went up massively in price when it got... what is the correct term for this? We're just going to call it upgraded for the more modern systems, and that is Ridge Racer 6. Guys, this was selling for like £70–80 at one point, which is ridiculous. Don't strike while the iron's hot, guys. Let other people do that. It's crazy. I managed to pick up this very recently for, I think, £16. Take your time. If you're out there. Yeah, so Ridge Racer 6, nice to add it to the collection. Okay, so now we're moving on to my CEX finds. These were in no particular order whatsoever, but I've managed to get some really nice pieces from CEX recently. This first one I actively pursued via their app. They had one in store. It's cheaper than you can get it on eBay. I spoke about it on my Hidden Gems. I can't praise this game enough. Lonely Mountains Downhill. I was surprised to see it on the CEX app because it's a super rare game, so it's like a limited run thing, and you don't often get those on CEX. But yeah, this was there. They had one copy in stock, as I say. And when it turned up, it was mint, guys. It comes with a nice sleeve cover that I was not expecting. Inside, you know, you've got all the... I'm not going to get them all out, but, you know, all the stickers and all the manual and all those things those collectors love, but yet we never touch. So, yeah, and it's like mint. So, yeah, this was definitely a CEX win. And can't recommend this game enough. Love this game. Okay, so the next one is Final Fantasy 15. I'm not a huge Final Fantasy guy, but I have been told previously that if you're going to play any... and you're not a big fan of sort of turn-based or JRPGs generally, that this is the one to go for. And when I saw this nice special edition with this beautiful steelbook inside it, really nice artwork, it was £3, right? Basic price for the game, £3. I mean, I couldn't leave it there for that. Next one I found was Tekken 4. Again, just an omission from my shelf. I think I've got all the Tekken games on the PlayStation 2 except for this one. Tetris Worlds. I love a bit of cheap nostalgia on the PlayStation 2, and this fits into that as well. Midway Arcade Treasures 3. I think these are all racing games. I had quite a bit of fun recently with Hydro Thunder on this one. And yeah, these games are just always worth picking up compilations if you see them there. Another £3 purchase, Modern Warfare 2 on Xbox 360. Again, nice collector's edition with a steelbook. Guys, you know I'm a sucker for all those things. If it's shiny, I want it. If it's got a sleeve on it, I want it. So yeah, if I see things like this on the shelf for a couple of quid, I'm going to have them. Speaking of which, I did show in a recent video that I picked up Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and I picked it up because of this sleeve cover that I'd never seen before. And I always said, if you see a Nintendo game, or any game really, with a sleeve cover or any sort of variant you've never seen before, just grab it. And this fits the bill for that exactly. Wii Music. I've never seen this sleeve before. Anybody else? So it comes, it's quite a nice piece actually, look. Quite innovative the way they've done it. This is like £1, this game, so I mean... what are you going to do, right? But yeah, let me know if you've seen this one before, because it was new to me. This next one was a complete blind buy. You know when you just see a game on a shelf and you just think, that looks interesting. It's probably terrible. Please let me know in the comments if you've played this game, because I imagine it's quite under the radar. I don't think I've ever seen it before. And that is Death Jr. Root of Evil. It was £3, as you can see. It just looked really interesting. And I say I'd never seen it before. On the back it says, become the Grim Reaper's teenage son Death Jr. and his pal Pandora as they can't help getting into mayhem as a science project goes wrong and unleashes the root of all evil. Battle through 19 levels, blah 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 blah. It sounds great, it looks interesting, let me know. Okay, and the last game that I want to show is courtesy of Marcus Danlads Gaming. He told me I needed to pick this up. When I previously showed this off, my Time Crisis 4 that I got from Doorway to Darkness, he said to me, the one you need is Time Crisis Raising Storm. Marcus, I took it on board. I found this in CEX. So yeah, £8, and it contains quite a few different Time Crisis games, I think. You've got Time Crisis 4 arcade version, Dead Storm Pirates, and yeah, just one of them sort of all-in-one things, I think. So yeah, looking forward to getting involved with this. And what I really want to know is what Tommy thinks.
What a load of shite. What a load of shite.
Okay, so I'm going to be sharing the information for the giveaway shortly, but there's just a couple more things that I want to show. Guys, you know I love my promotional pieces and my standees, and I managed to pick these up. These, I think, were part of Nintendo Power, maybe, or one of those Nintendo magazines in the early 2000s. I think it was sort of the GameCube era. I think this was the Paper Mario games from A Thousand Year Door, which is widely regarded as the best Paper Mario. Yeah, just really nice pieces, really nice display. I already had one of these. I think it was the Bowser, which is in storage, but I got them both together for such a good price, and I've since traded the Bowser with somebody else. So yeah, really happy to have added these pair. Guys, probably my favourite pickup of the last few weeks. Very, very happy to have added this. I mean, you're just not going to see another one of these. This is an oversized promotional Metroid Prime, well, it's done in like the style of the box art, right? I'm struggling to get it all on camera. I might have to insert some V-roll, but yeah, same on both sides. I mean, you know I love things like this, and a great game as well. In all fairness to the seller, it's quite a difficult thing to package, so it did arrive a little bit more damage than I hoped, but I've managed to sort of pad it full of bubble wrap. I've done the old iron trick on it, and yeah, I've got it looking to a point where I'm quite happy with it. And yeah, but just a great piece. As I say, you're never going to find another one. A great game. We need to get this Retro Ghetto 3.0 right, guys. I've got so many great standees in storage, it's crazy. I might dig through them soon. Let me know if you want to see an updated promo and standee video, because any excuse for me to get them all out.
Retro Ghetto.
Okay, so I said I was going to do a giveaway, and these are the things I'm going to give away to you good people, everyone that's helped support the channel. I'm going to try and do more and more giveaways. I'll probably try to give away something every pickups video from now on. Don't quote me on that, but if I've got stuff, I'm going to happily share it amongst you good people. I did say a couple of videos ago how the wizard himself, Micah at Mike's Shed, made me a custom t-shirt with all different hip-hop artists and everything that I love. There's only 2 of these ever been made, and they're both different. This is a variant, and it's a Retro Ghetto t-shirt with some of my favourite rappers on there. If you like hip-hop, if you like the Retro Ghetto, just put in the comments. I don't know, I probably should have thought about what we should be doing before I started filming this, but just put in there, I love hip-hop. Somewhere in your comment, put I love hip-hop, and yeah, I'll enter it into a draw. We'll probably do it on the next pickups video, and I will get this t-shirt sent out to the winner. Okay, so my next thing that I'm going to be giving away is courtesy of a company called Geeks Line. Now, I've had a few companies contact me over the past few months or so that want me to show their products on videos, and often it comes with like a caveat of I want an entire video, or I want you to say how amazing it is, or it's not relevant. I don't want to be telling you guys about fidget spinners or lights or something boring, right? So I've always politely declined up until this point. But as I say, Geeksland reached out to me. They didn't ask me to do anything. They didn't want me to lie. They didn't want a whole video. They just basically said, look, I've got this really nice pieces. We're going to send them over to you. And I accepted. I love things like that. If people treat me with respect, I show it back. I looked into it. Geeksland seems to be a great company. I think this was like a Kickstarter. But basically what it is, they've sent me 3 books and they're fantastic. They're so heavy. The first one is PC Engine and Turbo Graphics. It comes in this huge sleeve. I'm going to show all the V-roll now of the insides of this book, but let me tell you, there's anything and everything that you could possibly want related to PC Engine Turbo Graphics 16 in this book. They also were kindly enough to send me the Super Nintendo version and the original NES version. This week I'm going to be giving away the PC Engine Turbo Graphics 16. I do enjoy the system. It's not something I collect for, and I know there's a lot of avid enthusiasts out there that will enjoy this more than myself. So yeah, I'm going to be giving away this copy of the PC Engine Turbo Graphics 16 Anthology. Again, just put in the comments that you love Turbo Graphics 16. And the only thing that I ask of anybody that enters this giveaway, just be subscribed to the channel, drop a like if you can, support me, appreciate it. And yeah, probably on the next pickups video or on my Instagram or something, I'll do a live draw. And yeah, I'll send the t-shirt and the book to somebody. Feel free to love both things. You know, if you win both, right? So yeah, fantastic. And we'll be getting that done shortly. Right, I think this video has been long enough. To wrap it up, I want to give you good people a little bit of a sneak peek as to what's coming next week. I want to say a massive thank you to everybody that watched my video where I basically priced up my whole collection and we looked at how much CEX were giving me for it. Now, unsurprisingly, there was led to a lot of speculation in the comments section, and including myself, as to how much CEX would then sell it all for. Well, guys, I've decided that I'm going to do it to my detriment, right? I'm regretting it already. But I'm going to redo the whole list, but this time we're going to be looking at how much CEX are going to sell it for. And I think it's going to be a really interesting video because it's going to allow us to look at the huge difference between what they sell the goods for as opposed to what they give you in trade-in and cash. Also, it's going to allow us to work out exact percentages, see which systems that they give you more for, etc, etc. So really looking forward to getting that out. That video should be next week. I hope you're looking forward to watching it because, yeah, it's a lot of work. I've kept you all long enough. But as always, play your games, keep it retro. I'll see you then. Take care.
Retro Ghetto.